Welcome back, day 3. Today we're talking about choosing the right base Christmas ornaments for your tree. You might be wondering, what exactly are base ornaments? Base ornaments create the foundational layer. They fill up space and create a balanced and structured look. When you're choosing your base ornaments, you want to remember that they are going to be the backdrop for any specialty ornaments or fancy ornaments that you like to use. So make sure that you pick ornaments that are kind of all within one color scheme. I like to stick with neutrals and then use my specialty ornaments for pops of color. But even still within neutrals, I like to use different shades, different textures, some metallics, some glitters. This year, my favorite new addition are these velvet balls, the viral ones from Hobby Lobby, if you were lucky enough to grab a few. I bought them in a couple of different sizes because they add a lot of texture and color and depth to the tree very easily, and they go with a lot of different things. So you can easily just mix and match these every year, buy a set of base ornaments that you really love that go a bunch of different directions and that you can add things to make them unique and different. The other thing you can consider with base ornaments is the texture. So different materials like wood, twine, rope, all kinds of things that you like, you can get away with on your base layer. I like to use different shapes as well. Obviously, this is a little gingerbread man. I use them in a lot of different tree designs. High texture ornaments like these that are made out of, I'm not even really sure, some kind of woven material, but they're glittery and sparkly. They add a lot of dimension, and I like to use different sizes. So like the bigger balls obviously are great for filling in holes and taking up a lot of space on the tree, especially on a tree like this one that's kind of sparse with the branches. It's nice to have some bigger ornaments that you can fill in different, gaps and areas with, and they take up a lot of space. Another good option are multicolored neutrals. So this one is actually a combination of twine and some kind of cotton material. It just looks really pretty on the tree, a little bit of glitter on the top, so it's a little sparkly. And these are all just, Hobby Lobby ornaments that you can kind of piece together to create a really stunning base layer for your tree. And one more example of a good base ornament are different shapes. So this is obviously a kind of small ornament, but it is a fun shape. Very traditional, very old-fashioned. It just adds a lot of personality to the tree and a lot of visual interest. So I like to use, these little guys and kind of fill in, again, different spaces and bring people's eye in with different shapes. Okay, now let's talk about creating the base layer and actually putting the ornaments on the tree. As you can see, I have very sparsely decorated this Christmas tree because I'm not done with it yet. I'm just getting started. But I wanted to have some examples here to show you today. And this is a great tree because this is my new tree. It's the 9-foot natural looking tree from King of Christmas. And it's the first time I've ever had a tree that's been so minimal as far as branches and foliage go. But I really like it. It's been fun to decorate in more of a minimalist style. But even for this tree, you want to keep in mind that while it requires a lot of ornaments, sometimes less is more. So I like to start with the big ornaments and kind of work my way down and around the tree, putting the big ornaments on first in the biggest holes. So any place you have like a really large gap, put a big ornament. Put a big ornament, put a big ornament, and kind of evenly disperse them throughout the tree, and then come in with your next set of ornaments. And I always work in shifts, so I'll start with all of the really big, this size ball of this color, and then I'll do all of these, and then take a step back and really look and see how they're coming together on the tree and make sure I don't have too many of, one texture or one color in a certain area. And then you can kind of play around with them. And then when you move down to a smaller one, maybe you do some smaller, these velvet balls. And so then you would fill those in different spaces. Finally coming in with the smaller ornaments, maybe some glitter, some sparkle. Fill those in around the tree, and then again you can just kind of move them around and get them exactly where you want them so they're nice and even and that they're very even. Because the thing about a base layer that you want to remember is this is not like the wow factor of your tree. This is just setting the stage for the wow factor. And now for a pro tip. One of the biggest things you can do to really elevate your Christmas tree decor is going to be your ornament hooks. Using a simple, fancy S ornament hook can change the entire look of your Christmas tree. It brings uniformity, it brings elegance, it just brings a little bit of style to an otherwise very ordinary object. You don't have to go crazy and buy, you know, the ones that are, you know, real expensive. This is the pack from Hobby Lobby. Walmart has another one that's like $1.99 for 20 pieces. Very economical, and it makes a ginormous difference. Sometimes I buy a couple of different sizes. The ones from Hobby Lobby are smaller. They're only about this tall. And I like those for some of the tighter spaces. It gives you less clearance. So you can see this whole ornament and the hook is only, you know, maybe 5 inches. And then the ones at Walmart are a little bit longer. So it gives you a little bit more clearance. So if you need to hang something a little lower, or you have like, you know, a really big gap and you just could use a little extra height, the ones from Walmart, a little bit longer. Same price, same style, just a little bit difference in size. And sometimes that makes all the difference. So ornament hooks, pro tip, invest, worth every penny. All right, so we've gone over base Christmas ornaments, how to choose them, how to display them, and I want to know now, do you have any tips? What do you do at your house? Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss the next video.